What is, yes, it is spooky season officially. It is Halloween today, and we have a wonderful Victory Monday. Listen, we typically don't do the film until Tuesday, but it was so good. We had to get it done today. So you already know the vibes. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Let's get into the film right meow. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. Woo! How you guys feeling on this Monday? I feel phenomenal. I feel great. I feel fantastic. We let the flow go today. It's one of those flow type of days. San Francisco 49ers get the dub. Heading into the bye week, making sure our trick-or-treating is going to be all kinds of fun tonight. Let's go. I'm excited. The 49ers made a couple moves, roster moves, so we'll talk about that, and then we'll get into the tape. But as we do that, as we always do, drop an SDS in the chat if you're vibing with this ginger bearded boy. Let's go. Let's see. Let's look at some of the moves. The 49ers have cut wide receiver Willie Snead. He played 21 snaps against the Rams. I think it's just a formality at this point. He'll probably be back on the practice squad, but maybe not, because the San Francisco 49ers also worked out 4 other wide receivers and names that you have heard of. 2 former 49ers and 2 other guys that are not 49ers, but have had okay careers up until this point. Wide receiver Adam Humphries. Humphries has kind of been all over the place. I think he played with Tennessee. I feel like that's where I remember him. Maybe the Bills, just right off the top of my head. Austin Mack was with the San Francisco 49ers during this offseason. You also have wide receiver Tajay Sharp. He, I believe, was drafted by the Tennessee Titans. He's kind of bumped around the league a little bit. I think he's been with Minnesota as well. And then familiar face, wide receiver Mohamed Sanu. You guys know Mohamed Sanu. But they also brought in some defensive backs: Troy Pride, Eamon Marshall, Benji Franklin. So as we know, Jason Verrett wasn't up yesterday. So we'll see. There's all kinds of stuff going down, so I'm going to keep one eye on the Twitter machine as we get through this. But today we're going to look at the tape. It was a fun day. It was a fun game. It was a fun. Yeah, no break for us. The break comes. I think we're going to have to go on break after State of the Franchise. I don't know. Something tells me that Jason and I will probably connect on Wednesday for our typical State of the Franchise episode. We were on the edge last week, but I don't know. Something's telling me State of the Franchise will be back this Wednesday. Shout out all the SDS, as always, checking in. You guys are out here. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, let them know, Bree. Let them know. You see it. We got the curls out, baby. This Victory Monday on a Halloween. Let's go. You love to see the squad. We got all the homies in here. Oh, you already know, my boy. You already know. Hey, man, it was fun. You've already, if you've seen me on Twitter, on Instagram, I've been out here having a blast. I mean, I don't know what it is. Just something about, one, not only beating the Rams, but sweeping the Rams. Just gives me life. Just gives me life. Gives me hope. Brad, you rocking a mullet? Nope. This is just growth. This is just woo. It's a long hair don't care. That's what that is. Shout out all the SDS. Victory Monday. Got to get you guys in here. Shout out the homies. Appreciate you guys as always checking in. Facebook, YouTube, we're everywhere. But I'm excited to get into the tape. We'll get into it all right now. Let's go. Let's go. We don't bring the hair out very often, but it's days like today where we got to let it go. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited to get into this tape, and I think you guys going to have a lot of fun kind of watching it as well. We got everything that you want. We got CMC going crazy. We got the offensive line playing pretty damn well. Like, again, we're offensive line friendly channel here. Again, I'm a former offensive lineman, right? Hey, I even found this. Oh, look, I even found this going through some old stuff I got to proof. I played O-line. That's me. Look at that guy. Number 63. Look at that. Center. I'm about that life. We play the O-line. We respect the trenches here. So with the offensive line, you're going to get beat. It's going to happen. It's a matter of when and can you bounce back and recover and let it slide. Some guys got beat, but they also rebounded and they came back and they balled. So we'll look at the bad beats. We'll look at the good plays. We'll look at everything in between, and we'll try to quantify it. But ultimately, the offensive line played really well. Skill positions played really well. Jimmy Garoppolo had a couple of those oh no type of throws, right? But outside of maybe those one or two kind of like throws make you want to he was okay. He's actually pretty good. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's get into it. What do you guys want to start with? What do you guys want to watch? You want to watch CMC touchdowns first? Do we want to do offensive line? We could do Aiyuk. Let's see passing plays. I see CMC. I see start with Aiyuk. Jesse saying CMC inside runs. Jesse's going to be having a fire article coming out on the sfniners.com right after this. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure you read that. Alex says every play. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to stop talking now. I see CMC. Yeah, CMC. I should have known better. All right, let's see. I got to pull up my play sheet because I foolishly closed out of it. So give me 1 second. And while we do that, let's go to the start, and I'll just hit play. And we can start here. But let me get my play log up. I love watching film after a win, man. I love watching film when we got good stuff to talk about. And this play, so Aaron Banks had a pretty damn good day, but started out not the best. He got away with a little bit of hold here on Bobby Wagner shooting a gap. Didn't get in great position to kind of stop the blitz, but Jimmy, good job. Get the ball out to Jeff Wilson. Oh, is that CMC blocking? But Aaron Banks, he wasn't perfect on the day either, but he had some really good blocks. And he really, again, is proving to be a really stout offensive guard for the San Francisco 49ers, man. I'm telling you. This is, and again, first play wasn't great. Second play, look at Aaron Banks, man. Reach block on AD. This, I always talk about this. When you have Aaron Donald in a 3-tech and you're an offensive guard and your responsibility is to get your head on the outside shoulder, get your hips around and reach this. This is one of the hardest plays in football because Aaron Donald is an alien. For how much we make fun of him, he's still an alien. But you can see, look at Banks shoot his head across. See, the head placement is everything for offensive linemen. Everything. And you see the hips follow. And then you see the leverage that's created. Boom, right? That's a W. That is a W by Aaron Banks right here. And as you can see, just enough. Look at AD. Oh no. Great block. This is phenomenal stuff right here. If Aaron Banks can give you this 90% of the time, 85% of the time, we're talking Pro Bowl caliber. Pro Bowl caliber. But let's see. What do we got? Jeff Wilson. Kittle. I like it. CMC says, get off me. Stiffy. Look at the stiffy from CMC. Dude, CMC's a dog, man. We got a player. But this is a great individual effort by Aaron Banks right here. Let's go to, we'll start with the touchdown passes. We'll start with the fireworks, and then we'll work our way down to the nitty gritties for the real film junkies. We'll start with the big plays. So this is going to be CMC's touchdown throw to Brandon Aiyuk. I mean, what a dime. What a dime. Let's watch it again. A little pre-snap motion. Gets it to CMC. Look at the arc on that. Like, this is something like look at the spiral. Things. Watch out, Jimmy. Watch out, Jim. QB1 is in the building, and his name is Christian McCaffrey. Holy crap, what a throw, man. What an adjustment by Brandon Aiyuk. I don't think that gets enough credit here because obviously Brandon Aiyuk has got to sell block. He's kind of got to chop it down a little bit like he's going to block, and that's pretty similar to how Brandon Aiyuk kind of stock blocks, but then you see him release, kind of swim it, and Jalen Ramsey commits, and also the safety bites hella hard on that. You get Kittle blocking out in front of CMC, and you can see Brandon Aiyuk originally turns his head towards the sideline, but CMC really leads him and gives him an opportunity to run under this thing. He doesn't throw it to him on a line. I mean, this is a great throw by CMC. Like, he put enough air under this thing to allow Brandon to get his head around, relocate right in the breadbasket. Let's go, dog. Like, what are we talking about? You know, a lot of people were not a lot. I shouldn't say a lot, but there were some people that didn't like this trade. I don't know why. Like, I can't wrap my head around it. I couldn't wrap my head around it in real time. And after 2 weeks, I 100% don't understand why anyone would think this was a bad thing to add Christian McCaffrey to this team, because this man's different. So we got the touchdown throw. So we're gonna do the touchdowns first, and then we'll get back to the nitty gritty stuff, the real fun stuff. We'll get to the trenches. We'll get to all that. But let's do some CMC touchdowns because CMC's electric. And it's just crazy to think this is what, like a week and a half in the building with this team. He could probably be probably be a lot better. So I'm going to show this particular play because it sets up the touchdown. So I know you guys remember this was the nice touchdown run by CMC all the way down to the 1 yard line. We're going to give a nice shout out to Daniel Brunskill for really taking time to bond with his son. Like it's so inspirational when you see, fathers and sons bonding together. I mean, we know what the relationship is between Brunskill and Aaron Donald. I mean, look, it's just look at these two rascals. Look at these two rascals. And look at Daddy B, man. He's just sitting on top of him, riding him like a horse. Like, so inspirational when you see a father son just having a good old time together, just having fun, doing what they love out here. You're going to get another good angle here. Again, watch right guard Daniel Brunskill. You're going to get AD shoot the A gap to try to kind of anticipate the down block. You're going to get a nice push from Mike, but then, hey, Daddy B does the rest. Look at my guy. He's just sitting here. Oh, look at CMC go. He's just sitting on top of Aaron Donald, the best defensive player in the NFL. Like, oh, look at CMC. He's running towards the touchdown right now. He's doing well, I think. But and look at him. It's like, oh, you okay down there? Oh gosh, I love father son bonding. I do. Look, even helps him up. Like, oh, I got you, son. It's okay. I got you, son. Look, CMC runs right up this down block. I mean, come on, man. We're running. You got George Kittle pulling across the formation. Gets just enough spacing on Leonard Floyd. And again, this is the difference between some of the other running backs that we've had in the past, man. This dude is so slippery and can move through any type of crease. And you get that down block on AD. You get Jake Brendel also with a great block here. You get Trent Williams getting a piece of Wagner and just enough to watch it bust. Almost a touchdown on that play. And then you'll get to be able to get a nice view of it here again. Notice father-son bonding time. I mean, to get an idea of just how much they wash Aaron Donald down. Like, this play does not occur without Brunskill just rocking AD into the rest of everyone else. CMC does the rest. You love it, man. And then we got the touchdown right after that. I like that they gave it to him. And two, I've also been one to not love running out of the shotgun formation on the goal line, but it works here. And again, you're going to get a really nice block from Trent Williams and Aaron Donald. Or not Aaron Donald, Aaron Banks, the other Aaron. So you're going to get a nice little combo. Banks gives a little shove. It allows Trent to take over the block on Aaron Donald. Banks gets to second level. Watch him wall off 53. You're going to get Kittle pulling in between. I mean, it's tight quarters, but he's going to pull up into that hole. But look at the space that's created just by these two. Obviously, these guys have to do their job. No penetration. Any penetration on plays like this is an absolute killer. Brendel does a good job. You get a great job here from Brunskill and McGlinchey on the backside. But right here, this play is made between Banks and Trent. Beautiful. And CMC just finds the seam, lowers his shoulder, gets it in there. You really you love to see it, man. So that was the second touchdown. Oh, no, that was the third touchdown. Where is the catch? Did I not log the catch? I don't think I logged the catch. Whoops. Where are you? Yeah, I don't think I logged the catch. Whoops. Late third. Oh, look at that. Right on the money. Right on the money. And so we've seen the touchdown pass. We've seen the touchdown run. Again, it was set up by a huge run. Then he runs up the middle. Then you get this pass. Like, this is completely off script. This is like CMC's the fifth read here. Like, when do we ever see Jimmy Garoppolo land on his fifth read? Like, when does that ever occur? It just doesn't. But you have to credit the offensive line. Left to right, Trent, Banks, Brendel, Burford, and McGlinchey. McGlinchey has one of the hardest blocks on this play. And he's able to keep Leonard Floyd off Jimmy Garoppolo just enough to allow the time for Garoppolo to work 1, 2, 3, 4, and land on 5 for a touchdown. This is just great by everyone. Great individual effort by CMC to go up and get the ball. Great individual effort by Jimmy Garoppolo to be able to maintain his wits in the pocket. That little step up into the pocket is huge for both Banks and McGlinchey. Like, this relationship doesn't get enough credit between the quarterback and offensive line. When you got defensive linemen at depth of quarterback, you got to step up into the pocket. If you're trying to go like spin out, escape, that's how you get sacked. So he does a phenomenal job. That little stutter step reset, great. Kind of got skittish, reset, threw it. Dude, I'll take that from Jimmy all day. I'll take that from Jimbo all day. Jimbo's going to give us a heart attack. It is what it is. But if we can get this Jim as consistent as we can be, I'll take it. Ramsey goated out here crying. Imagine getting beat by Jimmy Garoppolo, man. Feels bad. I feel sorry for you. And I feel sorry for you that Jalen Ramsey's your GOAT because he's owned by the 49ers. Has Jalen Ramsey ever had a good game against the 49ers? I don't think so. I don't think so. Out here getting owned by Jimmy Garoppolo. Imagine being a Rams fan and you're owned by Jimmy Garoppolo. Love to see it. Great blocking. Aaron Banks, Aaron Donald, light work. Love to see it. Great work. Trent working. Look at Brendel. That's the way to slide protection. Trent's guy tries to go inside. Look at Brendel. Perfect place, perfect time. Again, that positioning right there by Brendel, because you can see the depth of where Trent is. He can't block that at that point. So the fact that Brendel's there to pick it up, that's huge. That's fun. That's fun stuff. Damn fly, man. All right, so we got our CMC touchdowns. I want to do a little Trent. Let's do a little Trent work. Watch my boy Trent. Savage. Club snatch, done. You dead. Y'all want to see a dead body? So easy for Trent, man. This is his signature move. His backside club snatch. I don't know what it's called. That's what I call it. Because you get the left-handed club across the body. He does this like clockwork, man. On the backside of runs, if the defensive tackle bites on it and slants inside, when they go to place hands, he chops. So call that a chop. He chops the hand. You see the right hand go on top of the pads, bring him down. He's so good at it, man. It's unbelievable. So good at it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So good. Hey, he changed his name. He changed his name. You got to change your profile picture, my boy. You got to change your profile picture, my guy. Cuz you still look like a clown out here. It's all good. We get it. You idolize Crybaby. It's all good. I understand. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Oh. In honor of our boy in here who's getting roasted by the chat and changing his name because he's getting roasted, let's do a Ramsey troll. Let's watch the entire 49ers sideline troll Jalen Ramsey. So let me find the play. And we'll watch. We'll watch the entire San Francisco 49ers sideline troll Jalen Ramsey. Man, I don't know what it is about Jalen Ramsey playing the San Francisco 49ers, but he had opportunities. He had opportunities. He could have had a pick on Jimmy Garoppolo. Hell, he could have had 2 picks on Jimmy Garoppolo, but he fumbled both opportunities. Both. Like, what are we doing, Jalen? You could have had it. So here you're going to get George Kittle taking Jalen Ramsey for a ride. I believe in my heart of hearts that if I think that's Ray isn't here, you see this leverage right here. I believe in my heart of hearts that Jalen Ramsey is on his back. Like, I just think it happens. I think Kittle completely flatbacks him, but they run into Ray, and then CMC runs into to Kittle. But look, you got Debo. Look at Debo. Where's Debo looking? Straight at Jalen. You got George Kittle doing the monster mash, looking straight at Jalen. This is your GOAT? This guy. This guy right here. That's your GOAT. I mean, I feel bad for you. That's all I got to say. I feel bad for you. When you got a big corn-fed George Kittle just doing the monster mash on you. Feels tough. Feels tough, man. Look at him. He's like, ah, look at Jalen. He knows. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, so good. So good. This was fun film. I'm not going to lie. This was fun film. Let's get some more Brunskill love in here. Brunskill on the outside zone. I think this is a good setup. It gives us Brunskill outside zone. No, let's start with the dwelly. Let's start with peanut butter dwelly time. We get the beauty. This was nice. I mean, no respect for peanut butter dwelly time. Literally no respect, and they take advantage of it. Look at that. That's what happens when you don't respect peanut butter dwelly time. You don't respect big dwells. He's going to burn you. Left them wide open. Didn't even care. Literally could care less to cover. Look at this push by Banks. You're going to get you're going to get a little chip from Trent, but honestly, it's not a whole lot. Like you can see, he's got his hand on him. Offensive linemen are always going to do that. When you're in pass protection, your hands go up. It's like tentacles. Like if you feel something, it's like that's how you key to engage. Like you don't have to be looking, but if you feel it, like because you can kind of see his eyes are out, so he's going to stick his hand out. No one rushes to the outside, so he kind of works his way back in, but he doesn't really get that good of a shove. This is Banks on Donald. Look at, whew, get washed, boy. Let's go. Banks working. Banks working. Whole O-line's working. McGlinchey on Floyd, great work. Brunskill, 94. Is that Ashawn Robinson? Great work. Brendel. So you got three on. You're manned up. All four of these guys are manned up essentially. And look at the pocket that they create. That's 4v4 right there. 4v4. 4v4. Oh, that's not it. I wanted this angle. 4v4. McGlinchey, everyone's manned up. Great work. Look at that pocket. That's light work. Look, too, Jimmy could have like, oh, I'll take the CMC check down. I could take the CMC check down, but no respect. No respect. When will the Rams learn? When will they learn? Then I think we come back right away. We get I think we get an outside zone. No, it's a little gap scheme. Little gap scheme. What's wild is they haven't pulled Brunskill a whole lot this year. And Brunskill was by far the best puller last year. They just haven't pulled. I mean, obviously they have that weird rotation going with Burford and Brunskill. I don't know why. But Brunskill's their best pulling offensive lineman. They really haven't pulled him a whole lot this year. This is great in my book from Daniel Brunskill. This is what I love. Like I've talked about this a lot on my channel. The outside zone has been missing desperately. The outside zone has been missing desperately. And one of the things that I was most excited about with the addition of Christian McCaffrey was the return of the outside zone, because you have a guy now who can stretch horizontally. At least you can see the angle that he's stretching, and then the ability to read and cut up field. Like the 49ers have been missing this desperately. Both Elijah Mitchell and Jeff Wilson are phenomenal in between the tackle runners. They're more geared for, I believe, gap scheme. I think Jeff Wilson's really good at mid zones and inside zones as well, but not really stretching outside and then cutting up off blocks. And what you're going to get right here is you're going to get a deep 3 tech. You might as well call this a 5 tech on Aaron Donald. Like this spacing for a guard to be able to get your head and try to shoot your head across to beat his leverage. Like the fact that Brunskill has, like, this is a zone, right? So you just have to get your hat on a body and you can ride him out, whatever. It's up to the running back to read the block off of you. And that's the beauty by CMC and what he brings to this offense is he's going to be able to read these blocks. He's going to be able to set up outside, cut inside. Look at the way 6 is flowing, 33 is flowing. They are flowing to the outside. He cuts right underneath it. Cuts right underneath it. I mean, honestly, if Aiyuk gets a piece of 33, now I don't think it's realistic for Aiyuk because looks like he's coming down for like a crackback block, realizes guy's not there, tries to come back and get 33. If he gets a piece of 33, that's a touchdown. Maybe it's a head-on collision with Rat, but I still think CMC can make a miss in a phone booth. So again, this block right here by Brunskill, phenomenal. This block by McGlinchey, really good because he gets to his spot, linebacker undercuts it, he works back towards the guy and is able to still get the block. This is really good by Mike McGlinchey here. When because he's going to where he's supposed to go. Good job by Mike to be able to get that. So I'm excited, man. The threat of outside zone returns with Christian McCaffrey. The threat of outside zone is back, and my goodness, it has been missed. I'm a big outside zone guy. I love the zone scheme. I felt like as an offensive lineman, I worked best out of the zone. Skittle. And again, you got to credit Jimmy, man. You got to credit. Good play. The hard play action cell. Hard play action. Actually, not that hard. On the O-line, it's hard. What a dime. Whew. That's a dime. Ooh. Y'all acting like he didn't carry y'all. There's a reason the San Francisco 49ers traded a second, third, fourth, and a fifth round pick for this guy. Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing that Christian McCaffrey demolished the Rams? How dare he? Man, these Rams fans, their copium is hitting tough, man. They are coping so poorly to just being owned by the 49ers. It's a blast to watch. Yeah, I enjoy it, honestly. Rams tears everywhere. All right. Let's give so we got a nice Jeff Wilson run. Let's go Hefe. We got a Hefe run because CMC carried us. So perfect transition Let's go. Let's go. Hefe, Spencer Burford with the pull. So Spencer Burford is going to lead us. So you get the Spencer Burford pull. Whoo! Look at that. Look at Spencer. I'm really excited for Spencer. I think Spencer still has a way to go. I don't think he's there yet from a fundamental standpoint, but the talent is there. He's young. It's his first year, trial by fire. I'm really excited for Burford. I think the needle is pointing up, but he's got a ways to go. He's still got a ways to go. But once he cleans it up, he's going to be really good for the 49ers. And again, here's an example of how CMC carried the 49ers. Oh wait, that's not CMC, that's Jeff Wilson. Sorry. But again, George Kittle leading the way. Look at that. These two blocks right here. Shout out Tyler Kroft, man. Getting a piece of Bobby just enough. Look at Trent on Aaron Donald, completely washed him out. Banks. Look at that. Look at that. Like, if you like trench play, this game, I don't know what it is about the Rams, man. If you like trench play, the 49ers always get active in the trenches. Now, it wasn't all beautiful. 49ers got lucky. They got lucky. There were a couple plays in this game that could have swung it immensely. Like this is just the football gods were on our side. And it's about damn time. Because let's face it, the football gods, we've been giving up our offerings. We've been praying to them. We were wondering if they still had us in our favor. This is an example of them showing up for us. Sometimes you need these kind of plays to swing your way. Sometimes you do. And the 49ers luckily were able to be on the good side of that play. You also had the Jimmy heart attacks. You know, we got one or two Jimmy heart attacks. Let's see, where's the Jimmy heart attack? 6. Yes. Like again, this play could have changed the complexion of the game. And again, I'm not showing this to at all like to be negative or anything like that, but it is a big part of the game and the game flow because the 49ers, I think, you know, they were able to really pour it on in the fourth quarter, but plays like this could have absolutely swung the momentum. So they're not perfect yet, which is fine. Football's never going to be perfect, but these are the types of things that you really want to eliminate. And who knows? Maybe Jalen Ramsey saves a pick from 53 because I mean that's tough spacing, based on the target of the football. That's tough spacing either way. Maybe 53 could have undercut that, and maybe that's a house call. So Jalen Ramsey might have done us a favor by dropping this. He absolutely did us a favor. Absolutely did us a favor. But you had good protection. I think it was the read that he wanted, but didn't see Ramsey come underneath. 53 was in position as well. So the 49ers weren't perfect in this game. There were opportunities, there were big swings. It could have been, I think, it could have went multiple ways. But again, shout out the football gods. We needed them, and they helped us out. Let's see. Let's get some Ayuk in here. Ayuk kind of got left in the dust, I think, just in the CMC hype that we've had. But Brandon Ayuk has quietly been really good these last couple weeks, man. At least from a production standpoint, just giving him opportunities to get the ball in his hands. He's again showing why he deserves more opportunities. Brandon Ayuk is a phenomenal football player, and he has immense athletic traits. If you get him the ball in space, he's going to fight for extra yards. And again, you know, I don't think his necessary like skill set is kind of getting him the ball and dump offs. I really think you could utilize him as a route runner a little bit better. But at this point, get him the football, let him work. Just let him work. Um, so we've. Do you want me to pull like not the glamorous plays and talk about those, or do we stick to the highlights? Let me know in the chat. As you take a break from arguing with Rams fans. Man, Rams fans are pressed this Monday. We got multiple in here. All right. Yeah, we could do that. We'll talk about McGlinch. I know a lot of people have been talking about it. So I'll give you my objective evaluation on it. Let's see. 11 is over here. So in my opinion, this was the most egregious play from Mike on the day. He really didn't have that many. Again, from an offensive lineman standpoint in the body of work, when you look at every snap, to have one bad play, it happens sometimes, right? But really, I go through the tape. Again, he's not going to be perfect. They're not going to hit every block, but you're gonna have some bad plays. Again, Mike McGlinchey was one of the reasons why um, Jimmy Garoppolo was able to find Christian McCaffrey as the fifth read because he was able to get out on Leonard Floyd. This is, I think, harder than people anticipate because I don't even know if this is this. It's like an extreme wide nine. Typically, wide nine is outside the tight end, but this is a two tight end set, so it puts the defensive tackle. You can see have three defensive linemen. You have two linebackers up at the line of scrimmage. You have two other linebackers in the box as well. So you can see his first key. He's got to see what 94 is doing. So that's, I think, why his kick step isn't as good as it should have been, for a lack of a better word, because I do think 94 being on an outside shade, because right now, if you think about it, McGlinchey has two defenders on the outside shade. So he's kind of got to be keying on both. Obviously, they're going to be sliding protection towards his way, but where he gets in trouble is his kick step. You got to really be violent in your kick step, and you can see him open up his gate. He just opens up the gate too early. See that kick step? He needed one more of those. He needed that, another violent one to get him out into a better spot, and then you slowly open up the gate. He opened up the gate at the wrong point. So he didn't have good leverage, and so Floyd was able to just rip right underneath him. You gotta be able to engage this kick step out at least 2 k you need at least 2 of those kicks. You can see you got the one decent one, the second one kind of just stops, and then he opens up and then just starts kinda chopping. The feet is what get him screwed up here. If he's able to just maintain this kick step, maintain this kind of arc, I don't think he finds himself in this position. So this is technically correctable. It all comes down to technique, comes down to feet, comes down to timing. It looked bad. It was kind of bad, but it happens to the best of them. And when you look at the the rest of the body of work, that was really the only one where he got purely beat. Um, the other the other one was a bust. Let's go to the bust. 1345. So this is just a bust, unfortunately, because as you can see, he's keyed on Leonard. See that kick step? See this kind of footwork? That's kinda he needed to be in this kind of stance on Leonard on the previous sack, but he opened up way too soon, and it got him in trouble. This time, he kicks out. Leonard looks like he's going out into coverage. So, as an offensive lineman, you're taught to look for work. So, if he's keying on Leonard Floyd being in coverage because that's what Floyd shows, you can see he's going out. McGlinchey's eyes immediately snap back inside because he's looking for a looper, he's looking for a blitz, he's looking for some kind of counter to that. So he finds work inside, but it's just too late. So it's just one of those kind of unfortunate timing situations. You can see the eyes the whole time because he believes Floyd is going to be drop into coverage. So he comes down to look for work, doesn't key on Floyd coming in last second. And to be honest, let's say Mike gets a piece. This is actually going to be a sack likely on Aaron from Banks on Aaron Donald. So I know Mike's going to get a lot of heat for this, but it happens, man. It really does. That this is the game within the game. They're trying to scheme it up. They're trying to game you up. They're trying to make you think and misdirect. And they got him. They got him thinking that Floyd is in coverage. As a result of him being in coverage, Mike does what he should have done. Look for work, key inside, look for a stunt, looper, or blitzer because this is window dressing. But he gets caught looking inside as he should. It was just, unfortunate timing. It was just one of those ones where they got him. So those are the two sacks. One is explainable from a just like I would say like a schematic standpoint. Like this is a schematic bust essentially. Um More so than an ability. The other one, he just didn't get his feet right. And he got kind of caught up. And so those things are correctable. And I know a lot of people are going to come down his road and get really upset about it. Um, but those were it. Those were really it. Those were the two plays that he got roasted for. And one was just, you know, I do have to tip my cap to the Rams for just catching him off guard. And then the other one, he's just got to correct his feet. That's it. Just got to correct your feet. But other than that, I mean, you had missed blocks from Trent. Trent didn't. Wasn't perfect on the day. Banks wasn't perfect on the day. Brenda wasn't perfect on the day, but that's not how you evaluate offensive line. You evaluate offensive line and with their body of work. And of course, what do they do on, the money downs, right? Pass rushing situations, things like that. Uh, so I think this was a better game from Mike compared to last week. Last week, Mike had a pretty bad drive, like consecutive plays that were pretty bad against Chris Jones and the Chiefs. I can at least explain and see why he got beat. One, bust. The other, he mixed up his feet. Both are correctable. So that's how I try to evaluate offensive line. Are they correctable? Are they not? Both of the things that Mike did in this game are correctable. The ones against the Chiefs, those were on the not correctable. He just got flat out beat against the Chiefs. These ones we at least can put some context to. But again, overall, he did pretty well. And again, so I want to show an example too of what I was talking about earlier. So watch Mike's kick step right here. Watch this kick step. You see how he gets the one kick, boom, foot slides, gets under him, kicks it out again, foot slides under him, kicks it out again. See how his hips and shoulders are still somewhat square to the line of scrimmage. You see how the rusher is taking a really wide angle. He's end up going to key on CMC. But do you see this footwork here? This is what we needed from Mike on the other sack. You see this, and it puts him in position to do a good job in pass protection. Got good leverage. He's ready. Feet are wide base. Exactly what you're looking for. So you see this. Now let's watch again the one rep where he didn't do that and why it ultimately turned into a sack. So watch his feet. See that? He got the one kick, and you see this right here? That's where he lost. He lost right here. And you see him have to swing the gate open, as they say. And that put him in a bad spot to get beat around the edge. So again, it looks really bad, but all he has to do is correct his footwork. That's it. That is it. He gets those feet right, good things are going to happen. So we showed an example of what his feet should look like and an example of what happens when your feet aren't under you as an offensive lineman trying to kick, step, and pass set against a really fast pass rusher. So I don't think it's the end of the world. I feel a lot better about this game and those misses that he had opposed to last game against the Chiefs where, let's face it, Chris Jones is a beast. And he just had a really good game. But I think overall, McGlinchey had a better day in the office. And he sprung a couple runs. So we'll see. We'll see how it continues to progress. I also don't think his leg is right either. So that's another thing. But yeah. Let's see. I think we made it through a good amount. I think we made it through a good amount of the tape. Overall, promising. Can you clarify more? Fans are still whining. Which fans? About what? if you can clarify, I'll try to answer it better. My initial thought is the fans that know least about football are typically the loudest. That's been my experience engaging with fans for the last 4.5 years. The least knowledgeable are the loudest. And because the least knowledgeable um, are emotionally based. And so when they see something that they don't like from an emotional standpoint, they react emotionally without truly understanding what it is. Um, so that's why you get you know the types of engagement and interaction that you do see from 49ers fans because unfortunately this fan base is very passionate. It's a very passionate fan base. Um, and there's a lot of them, but not a lot of them know the ins and outs of football. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm an expert at football. I lean on my ability to play and what I learned as a player, and going through practices every day and repping it and watching tape and doing those things. That's how I watch football. That's what I lean on when I watch football. Um, and the things that I continue to learn, I still got a long ways to go. I still got a lot of education to do with football. Um, but if I feel like I still got a long way to go in like learning this game, uh, and you have Joe Schmo who watches 49ers football every Sunday, and that's about it. Those are typically the guys that chirp the loudest. So that's what I've noticed, at least from the fan base. Sometimes, that's why I think one of the reasons too for me why I I don't give you opinions on the offensive line until I watch the tape. I know you guys hear me say that all the time. I'm like, I want to give you a definitive take on the offensive line and how they played, but I haven't watched the tape yet. So I can't do that because there's been so many times when I've watched a game on the broadcast or in the stadium, and I'm like, wow, that just felt like a really bad game from the offensive line. Just felt poor. But you get into the tape, you start watching it, you start breaking it down, you start seeing the context, you start seeing the nuance, and you're like, okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. So I don't know. That's just how I roll. But overall, man, it's a good. I haven't watched the defense yet. Maybe we'll do defense tomorrow if you guys want. I haven't done defense. Got through the offense today. But my notes from the offense, my overall takeaways from the offensive tape is one, Christian McCaffrey is freaking for real. Christian McCaffrey reminds me of Stephen Curry. And the reason why Christian McCaffrey reminds me of Stephen Curry is because when you watch Steph on the Golden State Warriors, he's always moving, right? He's cutting to the basket. He's he's always moving. But because he's always moving, he creates gravity where defenses have to key on where Steph's going and where he is and what he's doing. And then they run plays off of that. That's kind of like how I see Christian McCaffrey. He has this gravity to him. He has this ability where defenses have to know where he is at all times. And as a result, there's like a gravitational pull that goes towards CMC and it opens up things for other people. Um, and I think that once you get Debo Samuel back into the mix, um, and you start finding this rhythm between CMC, Kittle, Debo, Aiyuk, and then your ancillary pieces. Um, watch out, man. This CMC really was the missing piece. Panthers Matt says, Panthers fan here. Best of luck going forward. Pulling for y'all to lift that Lombardi. Run CMC. Appreciate you, Panther Matt. I'm not gonna lie, I like Panthers fans a lot. I really do I really do like Panthers fans. I vibe with their fan base. And I like the pieces that they got on their team. But the San Francisco 49ers right now, CMC was a much needed piece. They were starting to lose that gravitational pull with Debo this year. It didn't have the same impact, but now you put these two guys on the field at the same time, it's gonna be fireworks. I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited about it. Uh, and if this offensive line can continue to gel, this offensive line has room for improvement. If this O line can get better and create more running lanes because of CMC's one ability to set up and read blocks, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Brad, did you speak about McCaffrey's ankles yet and how special they are? No, I haven't. But he's got elite bend. Typically when you're evaluating defensive ends, you want to see what type of bend they have. How do they turn that corner? Some guys have it, some guys don't. Brian Burns, elite bend in his ankles. Christian McCaffrey, elite bend in his ankles. It's really nice. Really, really nice. I'll open it up for a couple more questions if you got them. Again, shout out to all the SCS for tapping in for our film session. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Live film sessions can go a million different ways. I typically don't have a plan going into them, which makes it really fun. But I do enjoy it. It's Victory Monday. Oh man, every time I cancel out of the Discord. Let's see here. You guys going trick or treating or what? And smash that like button. Smash it. Smash it good. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. You got to keep this thing on me. If you do want to join the little Discord group that we got a little Discord. But what did I see? I want to know who Brad wants to trade for besides Brian Burns at the deadline. Someone brought it up today, and I don't know if it's because he's rumored to be on the trade block or not. But if you could get me Caleb Farley, I would be extremely hyped. Now, 49er fans might not love it because he does have a pretty extensive injury history. But Caleb Farley, without the injury history, I thought he was a better cornerback prospect than JC Horn. But he does have extensive injury history, and he got injured his rookie campaign with the Titans. But if he's healthy, man, he is phenomenal traits. But again, I don't know. I might be able to get him for cheap. I mean, he's really a first round talent minus the injuries. Kyle Shanahan talking to the media right now. No injuries. That's one of the more underrated things to come out of that game. No injuries to report. So that's good news. Let's see. Beautiful. It's the first time all year that we haven't had some kind of injuries reported. Caleb Farley's a guy I like. Deron Payne. I forget. Someone brought it up in the chat a couple weeks ago. But I thought that was a really good one. Deron Payne would be nice to get on the interior. It would be huge. So, whoa. Let's see. Do I think we'll lean more into the outside zone? I feel like we've gotten away from it, even though we've been successful with it. I do. I do think Christian McCaffrey provides that element of outside zone. So I think that we'll see it a little bit more for sure. And especially once he gets more comfortable running behind these offensive linemen, I definitely think that we'll see more outside zone. And I think the 49ers need it. They need it. For sure, for sure. Lots of moves, though, going down at the deadline. Roquan Smith traded to the Ravens. That was crazy. Right after Robert Quinn got traded to the Eagles, I think it was. So, I don't know. The deadline is tomorrow. The trade deadline's tomorrow. I imagine things are going to get active in the next 24 hours. We'll see if the 49ers are buyers. I don't know. Adam Schefter was talking about earlier today that the 49ers tried to get OBJ last year. Do they go after him this year? We'll see. Kyle Shanahan said we probably had our best game as a team yesterday. I could see that, which is crazy because I think they could be a hell of a lot better too. Green Thumb says, can we go undefeated the rest of the season? I think that would be a tough expectation. Anything's possible in the NFL. That's for sure. But going undefeated, it's possible, but I wouldn't bet on it. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. But I do think the 49ers can win a lot of these games. I think the Chargers are beatable. The Cardinals are flawed. The Saints are flawed. The Dolphins game is going to be hella fun. Bucks game is going to be interesting to see what Bucks team we get. The Bucks team we're seeing right now, they look washed, but they still got a lot of talent on that team. So if they get it together, we'll see. Seahawks turning out to be one of the biggest challengers left. They're playing some of the best ball in the remaining schedule. Then you got Washington week 16. Taylor Heineke is going to be him. I don't know. Raiders look like complete trash, and I absolutely love it. And the Cardinals. I mean, I say it out loud. There is a chance they go undefeated, but I've seen too much stuff go down in the NFL to think about it. But they could easily go, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games left. They could go 7-2. They could go 6-3 to round out the year. All they got to do, the games that they really have to win are the 2 games against the Cardinals and going up to Seattle and beating Seattle. Those are the must-win games. Must-win games. Who's our breakout after the bye week? Like breakout player? Is that what you're asking, Chili? Who's our breakout after the bye week? I'll give you a chance to confirm. So who's going to be the breakout player out of the bye week? I still think CMC's at the top of the list. It's going to be interesting to see if we get Elijah Mitchell back. But it's going to be a heavy dosage of CMC still. CMC is probably going to be on the field majority of the snaps, whether it's out flanked out wide or in the backfield. Shanahan said this on the 49ers trade deadline. He said he thinks the 49ers are pretty set ahead of tomorrow's deadline. I'd be pretty surprised if something goes down. So that's from your head coach, Kyle Shanahan. That was reported from David Lombardi of The Athletic just now. So they clearly don't think a trade is imminent. But again, take that for what it's worth. I've seen crazier things happen after public statements like that. So overall, it's a good day. It's a good Monday. The 49ers, much needed win against the Rams. Sweep the Rams. Phenomenal. Beautiful. Go into the bye week with a win. This would have been an atrocious bye if the 49ers went into their 0-3, falling to the Rams. Thank goodness they took care of business, and they're going to be ready to go. The bye, honestly, came at a really good time. I think guys need to get healthy. I think Mike McGlinchey is dealing with some issues with his leg. I know people don't like to talk about it. I don't try to make it an excuse, but I do think it's a reality that Mike McGlinchey's still dealing with the knee issues that dated back to him having to sit out of camp practices. He had to sit out the rest of the preseason. I still think it's bugging him a little bit. Flared up on him against the Falcons. He gets right. You get a couple players back. Maybe that's perfect timing for Jason Verrett to potentially kind of heal up. Maybe he gets back. Mooney gets healthy. Bosa gets healthy. It's a good opportunity for these guys right now to get healthy, get some reinforcements back, and get ready to go for Sunday night football against the Chargers. Do you guys want to see? Do you want to do defensive film breakdown tomorrow? We could do defensive film with just like a regular live mixed in. But if you're down and you want to see it, let me know in the chat and I'll grind out the tape, put in the work, and look at the 49ers defense face off against the Rams. All right. That's enough yeses for me. Appreciate the instant feedback. So that's what we got for tomorrow. I'll get the defensive tape done today. I'll try to. It's Halloween, I forgot. But we'll do defense tomorrow. We'll do some other good stuff tomorrow. I do expect to get. Oh, wow. The 49ers expect to get. So this is from Matt Mayoko. He says the 49ers expect to get some players back after the bye week or the second half of the season, such as Kyle Juszczyk, Deebo Samuel, Juwan Jennings, Elijah Mitchell, Eric Armstead, Azeez Al-Shaair, Dre Greenlaw, Jordan Willis. Perhaps Jason Verrett, Javon Kinlaw. Interesting that those two are perhaps. But that's a big list of players. That is a big list of players with a lot of starters on there. So, like we were just talking about, the 49ers have a chance to get healthy. You get Juice, you get Deebo, Juwan, Elijah, Eric, Azeez, Dre, potentially Verrett, potentially Kinlaw. That's big news. That is big, big news. And the 49ers can, again, they're a slow starter. I don't know what it is. They're a slow starter. They did it last year. So don't be surprised if the 49ers kind of get back on track down the second half, especially with CMC in the building. So I'm looking forward to this bye, but we still got a lot of content to do. Plenty of stuff to get to for the next couple days. So I appreciate everyone tapping in. Jesse is going to be dropping a article, so make sure you click on that, read it, let us know what you think. That should be dropping right after this. But I appreciate you guys as always for tapping in. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Happy Halloween. Be safe tonight, whether you're passing out candy or with your kiddos, or you're still out there pretending to be a kiddo and getting some candy. Just be safe tonight. Appreciate you guys. As always, we're out of here. Shout out to SDS. Grab your cookie on the way out. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it.